more than 70 years ago, has since struck fear and terror in the hearts of those foolish enough to oppose them. Relentless in their skills, not only in the air, but also on the ground, these brave soldiers have forged for themselves a place of honor in America's hearts. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sergeant First Class Jesse Robbins, originally from Houston, Texas. It has been my proud honor to fly in our national POW MIA flag on this, my 835th freefall parachute jump. I will describe for you today a demonstration of precision freefall as performed by members of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights. At this time, members of the Black demonstration team are circling high overhead in our distinctively painted C-147 aircraft at an altitude of 12,500 feet. The jumpmaster is actually looking out the left door of the aircraft. His head is outside in the wind and the cold. Through a series of hand and arm signals, he is relaying heading corrections to the pilot, maneuvering the aircraft to a precise exit point for the jumpers. Ladies and gentlemen, look overhead. The jumpers are out and the smoke is off. We now have members of the Black demonstration team rapidly approaching speeds of 120 miles per hour. The jumpers are performing a mass formation. The initial part of the formation is called the base, and it is formed quickly as the initial jumpers interlock each other's arms and legs to form the nucleus of the formation. The formation has been built and is falling at 120 miles per hour. Since vocal commands cannot be heard in freefall, the team leader must rely on hand and arm signals for communication. As the jumpers approach 5,000 feet, the team leader signals the outside jumpers to turn and pull their parachutes. As the initial part of the formation begins to fall, they spread out and streak to the 4 points of the compass, completing our bomb burst maneuver. This is our salute to all of you attending today's show. There you have the high-flying black and gold of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights. The parachutes used by the Golden Knights are flexible wing gliders constructed of a lightweight ripstop nylon. These parachutes have a forward airspeed of up to 22 miles per hour. To turn left, the jumper simply pulls down on the left steering line. To turn right, the jumper pulls down on the right steering line. As the jumpers near the target area, they will pull down on both steering lines simultaneously for the safest and softest possible landing. Just as you may have guessed, these jumpers are faced with a unique situation, a traffic jam in the sky. Each jumper must gain vertical separation to allow for individual approaches into the target area. This is accomplished by pulling down on the front part of the parachute, spiraling down at speeds of 60 miles per hour. This enables the jumpers to set up traffic patterns, much like you will see aircraft at a busy airport. These jumpers were nearly 2.5 miles overhead, and due to the aerodynamic design of the Ram Air parachute, they were able to overcome the variability of the wind and land in such small target areas. It takes a great deal of concentration to land dead center of the target. The jumper focuses all his attention on the streamer located in the target area. Once these jumpers are facing into the wind, they then transfer all their attention to the small black X in the center of the orange target. Ladies and gentlemen, look overhead. You will see two parachutists who are connected together. This is called a crew formation. The formation you see here is called a side-by-side. Due to the aerodynamic design of our Ram Air parachutes, it is possible to fly one parachute straight into the hands of another jumper without adversely affecting the ram air parachute. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise as these jumpers bring it into the target area. The United States Army Parachute Team was formed in 1959 at the home of the airborne, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. At that time, the team consisted of 19 original members. Each were selected to assist in the development of modern parachuting techniques, to provide world-class competition parachutists, and to perform live aerial demonstrations in support of the Army's public relations and recruiting. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions about joining the Army or about the Golden Knights, there is a United States Army recruiting tent located behind you. Feel free to stop by and talk to our recruiters and get any information about the 200 occupational that we have in the Army. Now, as the last of the jumpers remove their equipment and don the distinctive maroon beret of today's modern paratrooper, I would like to introduce the jumpers. But first, performing the difficult duties of ground control, from Blacksburg, South Carolina, he's an airborne artilleryman with 243 freefall parachute jumps, Sergeant First Class Trey Gulick. And now for the jumpers. From West Lafayette, Indiana, he's an airborne parachute maintenance technician with 9,017 freefall parachute jumps, Sergeant First Class Jay Zell. From Jacksonville, Florida, he's an airborne parachute maintenance technician with 10,087 freefall parachute jumps, Sergeant First Class Josh Coleman. From Fayetteville, North Carolina, he's an airborne infantryman with 10,327 freefall parachute jumps, Sergeant First Class Sean Sweeney. From Jacksonville, Florida, he's an airborne parachute maintenance technician with 3,670 freefall parachute jumps, Sergeant First Class Derek Coleman. From Tampa, Florida, he's an airborne ranger, 1,057 freefall parachute jumps, Sergeant First Class Ryan O'Rourke. From Stafford, Virginia, he's an airborne combat engineer with 815 freefall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Clay Stevens. Now leading the Golden Knights in freefall, the team leader of the Black Demonstration Team. From Boston, Massachusetts, he's an airborne infantryman with 2,999 freefall parachute jumps, Sergeant First Class Roman Rahalva. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the Black Demonstration Team of the 2019 Air Show season. All members of your United States Army Parachute Team, the Golden Knights. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our performance for the weekend. And on behalf of the entire team, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being such a warm and receptive airborne audience. In closing, I leave you with this final thought. In the future, may all your days be prosperous and your nights golden.
There you have it, folks. Your United States Army Golden Knights Parachute Demonstration Team. Boy, it was worth the wait. Thank you very much, folks, for being such a great demonstration here to close off our air show this afternoon. Folks, you have been one outstanding audience. It is so much fun to come to a new air show and share with you all of the excitement that's happening on the grounds and in the air. You guys were so responsive and receptive to this air show, and I just want to say on behalf of the organizers and the performers, thank you so much. That does conclude our air show for today. You don't have to rush right away. The gates are open until 5 p.m. So take some time to maybe grab a refreshment or a snack from our concession stand. Also enjoy some of the static displays. Maybe take a quick wander through the C-17 Globemaster 3 as you make your way out. Of course, there's going to be a few traffic snarls out there. You all came in at different times throughout the morning and afternoon. Now you're all going to be wanting to get out of here at the same time. So be careful, be gentle to each other, be good to each other, and stay safe. We want you to get home safe and sound. If you could do me a favor right now, and this would be a huge help to all of our volunteers, you could just take a look at the area around you that you've been occupying for the afternoon. If you could just make sure you pick up any trash or litter there and deposit it into the garbage receptacles, we'd appreciate that. I just want to thank Mr. John Smutney from Air Boss 1 for doing an outstanding job doing the Air Boss duties for this weekend's air show. Put a lot of work into this, assisting the organizers to make sure that it happens correctly. Thank you to the folks at CFRs, our emergency responders. Thankfully, we didn't need your services, but thank you for being on board to help us out. Also, a big thank you to our performers and our sponsors. Couldn't do it without